Good evening, Otherworldlies. This is Queen Juliana, your Dark Mask Diva. In my previous video, I was talking about why some people may not like you. In this video, I'm going to talk about the socially awkward people, the people that were saying rude things to the people that, the people that may not like you, right? Those people that were saying the rude things. I'm going to talk about socially awkward behaviors. Now, contrary to popular belief, these socially awkward people, I think a lot of autistic people take a lot of dunks, okay? I think a lot of these socially awkward behaviors are blamed on autistic people, okay? Most of these socially awkward people are not in fact autistic. Okay, now some socially awkward people are autistic. Okay, but most socially awkward behavior comes from people with low self-esteem. Okay, so if you have socially awkward behavior, it's probably coming from a place of low self-esteem. So if you find that you don't get along with other people and you're saying rude stuff, it's probably because you're just suffering with some kind of feelings of inferiority. All right, so this is probably where it's coming from. You were probably bullied when you were growing up. All right, so I don't know why. It could be in your home of origin, your family of origin, you were bullied a lot. There's good bullying and bad bullying, okay? I'm a Gen Xer, so when I was growing up, sometimes you come from a family where your family bullies you and then they're like, okay, give it back to me, all right? Bully me. I'm going to bully you, now you bully me back, and your parents tried to toughen you up because they didn't want you to get teased at school, right? They wanted you to be able to bully your bully back, because back when I was growing up, you pretty much solved your own problems, okay? You didn't, nobody was trying to fight your battles for you or anything like that. I mean, you solved your own problems on the playground. I beat my own bully up. And that's just what you did, okay? I was being sexually harassed by this kid. I beat him up because nobody would defend me. I was trying to tell the teachers and everything like that. I had to beat him up myself. And that's just the way it was. And I'm not saying it was right. I'm just saying I had to wait till no one was looking and I had to beat him up, because that's just the way it was. So, and I know he suffered with feelings of low self-esteem, or else he wouldn't have been harassing me. And I mean, I'm sure he was being bullied, right? Or else he wouldn't have been trying to take it out on me and bothering me. And that's just, so who knows what was happening to him. Okay, so that's just the way it was when I was growing up. All right, so that's where these socially awkward behaviors come from. And I'm not saying what was going on was right or wrong. It wasn't right that I had to defend myself and beat up my own bully, but that's just the way things were in those days. Okay, but nowadays, that's not how people see things. Okay, now that's why I'm really sassy to people who say rude things to me, because I'm just used to defending myself against my own bullies, because that's just the way we did it back in the days. And even now, I mean, I myself am on the spectrum. When people say rude things to me, I either give it back to them, or they just catch me off guard and I'm just like, oh my God, why did you say that to me? Right? I can't believe they said something so rude to me like that, where it just kind of takes me by surprise, like, why did you say that rude thing to me? And I just kind of walk away from them, because when when someone just takes me by surprise by whatever weird thing that was, all I can do is just walk away if I don't have a witty retort. Because I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to let myself get my feelings hurt, because back in those days, you just didn't let things bother you, right? But nowadays, people say socially awkward things, and they expect you to like them when they say these socially awkward things, and that's just not the way the world works, right? So now what I'm trying to tell you is how not to be socially awkward. Okay, because if you say something socially awkward to somebody, like the girl you like or the guy you like, they're not gonna react to it like, they're not gonna see it like, oh, that person likes me, or oh, they're not gonna want to go out with you. They're not gonna see through your social awkwardness and find you charming. They're gonna go, ew, cringe. They're not gonna like you. Your social awkwardness and your low self-esteem is really going to be unattractive. So, and that is why you are socially awkward. Okay, hold on. Because you have that low self-esteem. Okay, you have that crippling low self-esteem. Sorry, I've got a cold. And you can't handle yourself, because someone put it in your mind that you were not good enough, and you are projecting that onto somebody. Okay, so what you're going to have to do, and you don't want to hear this, is you're probably going to have to go to therapy. All right, you're going to have to go to therapy, and you're going to have to talk to somebody who's gonna give you like cognitive behavioral therapy, or they're gonna have to teach you how to like yourself. You're gonna have to get somebody to help you, all right? Because you need to be whole within yourself. Everything you need is inside yourself, and until you can tap into that part of yourself and realize that you're good enough, you're not going to be able to attract anybody. All right? But you are probably going to need help doing that. All right, but until you are able to do that, you are going to come off awkward. You are going to cringe everybody out. You're going to say awkward things. You're going to come at somebody you find really attractive and do some really weird stuff. Okay, you're going to freak everybody out. Okay, you're going to say all kinds of awkward things to people, because let me tell you, so many people have said awkward things to me, and I'm going to say something else, and you're not going to like it, because if you're one of those people that already has low self-esteem, you're not going to like this. But you are not entitled for anybody to understand you. I know you've been picked on your whole life. I know your family probably picked on you. All your schoolmates picked on you. Maybe you weren't the best looking. Maybe you had a weight problem. Maybe you had a skin problem. Maybe there was just something different about the way you looked. Maybe you didn't fit in with other people. Whatever the reason was, okay? And I know it wasn't fair, and I'm sorry. But people picked on you. You didn't feel good about yourself for whatever reason. You had a sibling who bullied you. Whatever was going on, you didn't like yourself, okay? You just, like, maybe you had a learning disability. Whatever was going on, okay, you're gonna have to seek help for it, and you're gonna have to learn to love yourself and realize that you are whole and complete and a creature of God and a perfect creation. All right, and you're gonna have to learn that. You're gonna have to learn that you're good enough, okay, and that everybody is flawed, and that everybody has some kind of insecurity. Even that person that looks like a 10 has some insecurity, okay? There's everybody has something about themselves they don't like. All right? Even that super gorgeous person has something about themselves they don't like, okay? It's not just you. Like, we all are mad at ourselves about something. We all feel like we failed at something. I mean, you're not the only one feeling bad about yourself, okay? It's like everybody gets in bad moods, everybody gets sad, everybody gets depressed. It's not just you. So it's like, but it's also you're also not entitled to that person that you want if you can't bring the same vibe to the relationship. All right? And just because you like that person, you're not entitled for them to like you back. You know, you have to just accept they may never like you, okay? And you're gonna have to you're gonna have to learn to love who loves you. All right, and you can't have everybody you want. So at the end of the day, you're gonna have to love yourself. You're gonna have to be complete within yourself before you can love another person. And you're not going to be able to love another person until you can love yourself. So, and you're not going to be able to relate to other people until you can stop being awkward. Okay, so, but it's really not fair to socially interact with people if you're going to just come off and be awkward, because being socially awkward is rude. Okay, and I know what you're thinking. Wow, this woman is really something else. She's a piece of work, telling me not to talk to people if I'm going to be awkward, because I'm just awkward. You're making me feel worse about myself. Learn not to be awkward. Study people who know how to talk to people. Socialize, hang out with your most normal friend. See what they do. See how they talk to people. Study socially graceful people. Look at normal people. Study your heroes. Look at people. I mean, don't listen to these pickup artists. Don't listen to these narcissists. Don't listen to these psychos, okay? They're not gonna tell you anything. Don't listen to these manipulative jerks, okay? They're not gonna tell you anything. Look at these people you admire who are decent human beings, okay, that know how to communicate, that know how to communicate their feelings and just not be manipulative, horrible human beings. Like, watch your charming friends. See how they are, all right? I know you have somebody you know who just gets along with people. You know somebody who does. Study them. Study and see what they do, okay? I know you know somebody who gets along with people. There's somebody who just has that social ease with somebody, and it's like, think about it. Would they go up and ask somebody a personal question that they hardly know? No, probably not. Probably not. And I'm going to tell you another thing too. The better looking you are, the more people are going to socially receive you. So what you need to do is you need to be as good looking as possible. Okay? Work on your looks, because you're just going to be able to get away with more. Whatever is weird about you, you need to be good looking, because people are going to accept your quirks more. And I'm just being dead ass honest with you. Okay? So you can be a weird person, but if you're good looking, people are just going to go, oh yeah, that's dude's quirk. You know, dude is just, he's just kind of funny like that. And, you know, dude is just bruh, you know, he's just like that. And okay, but if you're an ugly guy with that trait, you're a creep. Okay, so you need to be cute, okay? You need to be as cute as possible. Find out what hairdo looks good. You need to be hygienic. You need to be, you know, your style needs to be on point. You can be an ugly guy with a lot of swag and get away with a lot, okay? But you need to have a lot of style. Okay, there's a lot of guys that technically aren't cute, but they're really stylish. And they pull a lot of women, okay, because they've got a lot of swag and they've got a lot of confidence. All right, you need to be one of those guys if you aren't technically cute. You could be ugly hot, okay? You just gotta figure it out, all right? because a lot of people have that going for themselves. They're not perfect looking, but they just found a way to balance it out, okay? And it's really, and I really hate to say this because it's not okay to be dumb, but having emotional intelligence is almost better than having IQ. EQ is almost better than IQ. And it's not okay to be dumb. Trust me, it's not. I don't like dumb people. I really don't have a whole lot of patience with dumb people because that's just one of my things I can't deal with. But what I really don't like is emotionally unintelligent people. Like, those kind of people really rub me the wrong way, okay? And those kind of people, you can get further in life by having emotional intelligence. Because if you have emotional intelligence, people are going to work with you. People are going to actually want to help you, okay? If you have emotional intelligence, smart people are going to want to help you. They're going to be like, oh, well, you know, so-and-so's cool. I want to help them. So-and-so's cool. I want to give them the answer because I know the answer because I'm smart. You know, like, I want to be so-and-so's friend because they're so cool. Okay, and they might not know something and I'm willing to tell them, okay? And if you're emotionally intelligent, what you can do is you can get in a room where everybody's smarter than you and you can learn, you can pay attention, okay? You can start researching. So much information is out there, okay? When I was growing up, it wasn't. I was constantly asking every adult I know, hey, what's the answer to this? Nobody knew, okay? I mean, you know, we had encyclopedias, we had the library, we had this, we had that, but I could not get enough information. And I was constantly asking people, and I was constantly trying to find things out, and I could not get enough information out of people, and it was so frustrating, right? But it's like, nowadays, oh, we're so spoiled. We have so much information at our fingertips. So if you're emotionally intelligent, you have most of it at your fingertips, and you can find so much out. You can spend all day just researching stuff, just Googling stuff, just chat GPTing stuff. Sorry, I can't talk today. But I mean, you can just talk to people. Hey, do you know anything about this? Do you know anything about that? And you can just gather information, okay? You can go on Quora. I'm on there answering questions all the time, okay? And there's all kinds of other qualified people answering questions on there all the time. You can go on there if you're an expert on something and answer questions all the time. And you can ask questions all the time. I mean, there's so much information out there. Just go around people that are smarter than you, okay? And if you have a good personality. And if you're smart, go around people with good personalities, and they will want your knowledge, and you will want their personality, and you guys have something to offer each other, okay? So what you really want is you really want to learn to be good with people, because that's really the most important thing. And I hate to say that. I mean, you know, emotional intelligence is really the most important thing. I mean, because you can find anything out nowadays. You couldn't when I was growing up. But I mean, people skills, people are sorely lacking in people skills nowadays. People are just emotionally cooked. I mean, they're just bad. So if you can have skills on how to get along with other people, do you know how invaluable you'll be if you can do that? But if you're having problems with your emotional skills, it all boils down to your self-esteem. You were probably relentlessly bullied. You probably don't feel good about yourself. You don't think you look good. Even if you are quote-unquote ugly, you can look good. You can have swag. You can have style. You can get a makeover. You can do whatever. Start by talking nice to yourself. Stop putting yourself down, because that's probably what you're doing. You're probably putting yourself down. You're probably second-guessing yourself all the time. You're probably letting other people be mean to you. You need to get some boundaries. All right, you need to get away from all these negative people. Hey, they could be jealous of you and you don't even know it. Okay, don't let other people put you down. All right, start standing up for yourself. You're gonna feel better once you do. All right. Get away from negative people. Get away from anybody who's holding you back. And go to therapy. It's okay to ask for help. All right, you owe it to yourself. So that's really where it comes from. Social awkwardness comes from low self-esteem. All right, so I hope I've said something that resonated with somebody today, and I was kind of tripping over my words, but I really do mean this from the bottom of my heart, you guys. Do not be socially awkward. Do not, because it's the number one thing holding you back. And I hope this made sense. And I love you all, and I will see you in the next content. Bye-bye.